Okay, now to update an object, we're going to start with our Angular Fire object. So this .af.database.object. As the location, I'm going to add /restaurant. Now this object method, as you saw earlier, returns a Firebase object observable. So as I explained before, this observable extends the standard observable by adding new methods. So here, these are the additional methods that are available to us. So here I'm going to call the update method. And as the argument, I need to provide a new value, which has to be an object. Now I'm going to set the name to new name. And I'm going to add an additional property here, like rating. Now, before we execute this, let's take a look at our Firebase database. So this is our restaurant object. We have three properties: address, cuisine, and name. When we call the update method, any existing properties will be updated and new properties will be added to that object. Let's try it. So save, back to the browser, update. Now let's go to Firebase. And here's the result. You can see the name is updated and we have a new property called rating. So this is what we call non-destructive update. We also have another method here called set. So if I replace update with set, this will override the value of the object at this location. In this case, it's going to replace this complex object with the one we're providing here. Let's try it. Save. Back here, update. And here's the result. So depending on the problem you're trying to solve, you should use either update or set. Now this set method can also be used for creating a new object. For example, in this case, if there is no object at this location, this set method is going to create that. Let's try it. So I'm going to delete this object here. Now back in our Angular app, update. And here's the result. Now this might be useful in scenarios where you don't want to create a new object with a unique key using the push method. A real-world example of this is where you keep track of a user's favorite restaurants. To keep track of the restaurants a user has marked as favorite, we need two values. One is the user ID and the other is the restaurant ID. So we can have an object at this location, /favorites, let's say user ID is 1 and restaurant ID is 10. Now, if we do have an object at this location, that means that restaurant is marked by that user as their favorite. So I would set this to simply true. Save. Now let's try it. Here's the result. We've got a new node, favorites. Under that, we have the user ID and restaurant ID set to true. Now we could have other restaurants here, like restaurant with ID 11, with ID 12, and so on. So we can simply get this object, favorites/1, to find all restaurants a user has marked as their favorite. Now, if the user wants to remove a restaurant from their favorite list, we can come back here and set the value of the object at this location to null. Let's see what happens. Back here, update. Look, that node is removed from our database. So to recap, we use the update method for non-destructive updates. Any existing properties will be updated and additional properties will be added. We use set for destructive updates. So the value of the object at the given location will be overridden. Now this set method can be used to update an existing object or to create a new object or even to remove an object. If we pass null, the object at the given location will be removed.